Yo,
That's him. I'm me. You're you.
welcome to podcasting under the influence. I'm JD, 21, big 2-1.
21. We're celebrating our 21st birthday.
Yep. Speaking of which, I probably need a beer if I do that. If you haven't seen our podcast before, basically we talk about fun shit, nerd stuff, nerd comic book TV shows, movies, a little bit of football. When football season, we have big football.
Yeah, that football goes crazy.
But mainly just our favorite TV shows.
Which is what we're more popular for, by the way.
We are. For some reason, we are.
Everyone loves football.
Our banter. Probably because in football, it's just our opinions. When it comes to the show, we give our opinions and we end up being wrong.
Well, it's not only that, but there are so many people out there doing everything for the nerd world.
Yeah.
It's just like we're in an inundated market, so to speak.
It is a very competitive market, that's for sure.
Well, we are not very competitive.
All right, we'll bounce around. We'll start with something we both can relate to here. We both saw Marvel Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron. I saw it twice. You see it twice? Just twice? Okay. All in all, fantastic movie. I'm not trying to be a pessimist here, but I kind of knew the plot just based on how the first one went. I guessed the plot, and I was dead on what the plot was.
I like the tie-in from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last week.
As soon as they said Age of Ultron, I knew the storyline. Like if they said like a different, if they wouldn't have had that in the title, I probably wouldn't be able to guess. But as soon as they started saying Age of Ultron, I could guess that Ultron, the Vision. Spoiler alert, by the way. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alerts.
Ultron's the bad guy.
Vision is one is the gang, the other one's the gang. So
Written in brilliantly, by the way, fantastically. And you saying that, it's like you don't know. The next two are going to be Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2. Like you don't know what that's going to be about.
Well,
like if you're
I do have this
is
question.
Not to know that it requires the Infinity Gauntlet, and if the teaser at the end of it didn't seal the deal for you, sorry about your luck. You're too stupid to watch.
My question is, how do you get that? Because that Infinity Gauntlet was at Asgard.
Was the gauntlet in Asgard? Loki.
Maybe
No, Loki owed Thanos a solid from giving him those powers in the first Avengers movie, or giving him the spear.
You mean the
light stick of doom, whatever.
The staff.
Yeah, light stick of doom.
Which we've seen 4 Infinity Stones.
2 more.
We have the Soul Gem coming, and the Time Gem.
Yeah, Time Gem has not shown itself yet.
Soul Gem.
Well, you can take your pick as to when the Time Gem is going to show up. That could be either Ragnarok or it could be the second Guardians.
My guess is...
But I think the Time Gem is going to be more of a second Guardians thing, and I think the Soul Gem is going to be more of a...
Doctor Strange.
Ragnarok.
Doctor Strange.
Ragnarok.
They said big time it's going to be Doctor Strange. That's the rumor I've heard.
I really don't know how Doctor Strange is going to go over.
Cover your face, Jess. Cover your face.
No, she's not ugly. She just doesn't like me on camera.
Yes, she doesn't like me.
She is quite beautiful.
Quite.
She likes iced tea too.
With no ice.
Just cold no ice, just cold tea.
Let's see. We have it's called the Space Gem. That's the purple one from.
You're calling it a Space Gem?
It's called the Space Gem.
Okay. Well, the red we have the amethyst.
Hold on. Let me get it.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get our Marvel stuff right since we're talking about it.
Vanity Gems.
You'd be happy, Pumpkin. My computer covers up your rear view perfectly.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so no one on the internet saw your butt.
Oh, good.
Haha, internet, you're missing out.
Oh, okay. Wikipedia sucks.
Just Infinity Stones.
I got it. Space Gem. That's called Space Gem. The purple one's the Space Gem. The Power Gem is the red one. We haven't seen the Time one. I'm sorry. The Reality one is another one missing. We're missing the Time in the Reality. Just because it's a different color on the like right now, the Mind Gem is the one that the Vision has in his head.
Stone. Mind Stone.
And they're called Infinity Gems.
Well,
whatever.
We're calling them stones.
Whatever. They can go by either. Okay. So we have the space one already. The Soul Gem, Soul Stone, sorry, is that was the one that was a Tesseract.
Yes.
and then the mind is the one that Vision has in his forehead. So therefore,
that was inside of Loki's staff.
yeah. And so, so I'm not trying to spoil anything, but Vision's got to die for what's his name to get that stone for the Infinity Gauntlet. So you have the time and the reality gem. Apparently, the reality gem is the one that they're going to have in the Doctor Strange movie.
That's the green one, or the yellow one,
Well, the color right here doesn't matter because already the mind gem is yellow.
or orange, depending on how you look
It
at it.
depends on how you look at it. So the color doesn't matter. Just the fact is that we don't have.
Well, green and orange and/or yellow is what we haven't discovered yet.
True.
Yeah, red, purple, blue, and yellowish orange.
The colors have changed, but I mean, for the most part, those are just the names. It doesn't really matter.
Point is, it's all coming. It's going to tie together wonderfully. And the question I had after leaving the movie, never mind what we talked about earlier, was how is Ant-Man even going to tie any of this together? It just seems like it seems like such a one-off film now.
Well, I think he's going to tie into nicely. I'll say this: he will definitely tie into Civil War very nicely. Because Civil War, and I know you commented on this, and I did some research, and it's not what you think. You and I both have the knowledge of the first Civil War, where there's the registering of mutants, right? Basically, kind of like in
The Powers Registration Act.
Yes, that's not what this is about. The Civil War is going to be about who answers to who's in charge of the Avengers, who's in charge of the actual superhero part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Captain America.
Yeah, but Tony Stark funds all the money, and Tony Stark thinks he can do what he wants because he's so smart and rich.
Tony even took a back seat in this movie. He says, "No, I'm not the boss. He's the boss. I just provide all the money."
You don't think that irritates him a little bit?
I know it irritates the living shit out of him, but the fact that he took a back seat to it while he's trying to do his own thing in the background, which he always does, which it's so good because at the end of the day, it's painting Iron Man as an anti-hero, which I absolutely love because I always thought, I was like, well, if you had that much intelligence, that much power, how could you ever be subservient to anybody?
Yeah.
And I like the way they're painting him up to that point. They're doing a brilliant job of it.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling you that's what the storyline is.
Civil War is meaningless unless they bring in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is in it. And I told you, you and I argued this. You thought it was going to be a much older version of Spider-Man. It's a much younger version. Remember Ender's Game?
Yeah, I know that kid.
The first kid in that. The main kid. Apparently he's going to play young Spider-Man. So it's a much younger version of Spider-Man.
That's fine and all well and good, and I can see why. And that actually works out better because I can see why he'd be on the fence. You have two wise old sages coming at you with all their power and knowledge, and now you got to make a decision in what line do you decide. And what it comes down to, technically, is revealing your identity because, and I'm not even sure which way it went because
I'm pretty sure he's going to go Iron Man in that because.
Well, I can't remember in the comics if it was Tony that everybody knew who he was, or if it was Steve that everybody knew who he was, because that was the dividing line. Like, here's my identity, here's my personal life, here's everything. Do I really want the government to know about me? And that was the dividing line. And I cannot remember which way it went.
In my opinion, it could go either way.
It went terribly.
It can go either way because you have Captain America, and he said this in the movie. Like, I thought that's why S.H.I.E.L.D. went down because of all these secrets and no transparency.
But Tony's been nothing but transparent since day one.
In
the movies, he came out and said, you know what, I am Iron Man.
I understand that. And that's why I say go either way, because you have Captain America who doesn't want secrets, so he would want to know who Spider-Man is. You got Iron Man, who would be the same exact way. I came out and told everyone, why can't you? But I think Iron Man would be more willing to weigh from that mindset if that's the case. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the case...
They're going to have to build another argument because the whole point is Tony... Everyone knows that Tony Stark is Iron Man. He's like, fuck you, U.S. government. I don't work for you. Nobody knows who Captain America is. He's like, I work for the U.S. government. Trust me, the president tells Captain America to go to Hawaii and blow up a school. He's going to think long and hard about it and whether or not there's anybody in it.
I'm telling you what that's the plot line that I've heard is that it's not about registering of supervillain or superheroes.
Point is, we're excited.
It's about who answers to who is really in charge.
We can argue this next night. Next May we'll have all the information.
You brought up Ant-Man. I'm just telling you why Ant-Man would tie in, because Ant-Man's going to pick one side or the other.
Okay, now it factors in. That's fine. Okay, we're good.
Anything else on Marvel?
The tie-in with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The episode last week to bring up Marvel or the Avengers, fantastic. The episode this week to wrap it up, thumb in the middle. I wasn't impressed, but honestly, if you are a true follower of Marvel,
Is it called Theta Protocol?
If you saw both, you knew what Theta Protocol was as soon as it happened, and if the helicarrier showing up with Nick Fury wasn't Theta Protocol, I don't know what was. Like, seriously, it was that blatant.
I thought it was.
And the fact that they tied it back in with this week, being like, oh yeah, by the way, I was building. The opening of the episode literally was Coulson walking through with one of the fat clones.
Pat Oswald's character.
Yeah, Pat Oswald. Whether it was Bobby or Patrick or whichever one this one was, I didn't pay that much attention. And going in and like, we're calling it Theta Protocol. Here's a triangular badge for you. And they open it up, it's a helicarrier. I'm like, yep, that's what I thought Theta Protocol was. The backup plan of backup plans. Like, Fury wants one thing and one thing alone. He wants his eye in the sky. And if he didn't make that abundantly clear from the first Avengers movie, I can't help anybody right now.
I thought it was the what I personally thought Theta Protocol meant was it's whenever they found the last known location of Hydra. Yeah. And Theta Protocol was like kind of like the final solution. Ooh, send in all the troops. Send it all in, wipe them out. End it right now.
Nice tie-in was the evil head of Hydra that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. been building to up in like last 5-6 episodes up until the movie appeared in the movie.
Yeah.
So good tie-in, kids. You're keeping it relevant, even though apparently the executives at Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the executives at Marvel We Have Movies and Make a Ton of Money are kind of pissed off at each other. Apparently they're at odds. That's just a rumor I'm hearing from a buddy of mine who knows a lot more about this shit than I do, but apparently they don't like each other very much right now.
Josh Whedon
and that's the
stand
whole reason Coulson hasn't been back in Avengers or a Marvel movie period.
I've heard Josh Whedon cannot stand Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
I like it.
He thinks it's very sloppily done.
It might be, but
I mean, it's a TV show. It's not a movie. What do you expect?
Yeah. What do you want with a budget of what?
I'm pretty sure their budget's higher than Arrow.
Yeah, but $200,000.
It's Disney. Disney has more money than they would have to do with.
Disney has a printing press in their basement that Walt Disney operates. He's still alive. That's all he does. He just $1,000 bills. $1,000 bills.
We'll get into that. He hates Jews.
Yeah, but he's so greedy. That's so funny.
I'm just telling you.
Yes. Is it racist? It was. Move on, kids. We're done.
Okay, anything else with Marvel? Fantastic Four comes out soon. I'm on the fence. I saw the trailer. It didn't look bad.
I have to see it in order to get my final.
I will too.
I'm not judging it before I see it because I love Michael fucking Chilkus, whatever. I just thoroughly enjoy anything he's in. Like, I have yet to see him in something and I'm like, nah, I hate it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It's really different from the other ones we've seen, which I kind of like. It looks a little bit gritty and grimy.
Yeah, but it kind of goes away from the core of the thing. We go into space, we come back, we get radiated by sun energy, and now we have superpowers.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt
with the teleportation thing to another planet, and then it happens.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because lately Marvel movies in general, not just ones made by Disney, but the ones by Fox. It is owned by Fox, if I remember correctly, right?
Fantastic Four. Yeah, they have the rights to
all of their
and Spider-Man.
X-Men movies have been great lately. No, Fox is not in Spider-Man. Sony does.
Ah, Sony. Never mind. Sorry, my
bad. So I'm gonna give them I will go see it. I will pay to see it in theaters, and I will judge it then. I will not hate on it until then. I like the young cast they have. The whole young cast they have is excellent. They have a girl on there from, I can't remember her name. She was on American Horror Story, and she was on House of Cards. You have the one young guy. He was in a couple movies. He was in Divergent, Insurgent.
Okay, this will be the second episode of Is It Racist on this podcast. A black Johnny Storm.
I'm okay with it.
I don't care.
You have a black Green Lantern.
Well, I don't care, but yeah, Black Green Lantern is technically canon.
So I'm
just saying. It's different. I
It's a
like
different
seeing
thing.
Marvel do that because that was a criticism they got for many years, especially back in the late '70s.
They didn't have any black.
Yeah, no black superheroes, and
It's probably why DC was popular back in the day.
and you know, do what you need to do, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, okay, so
At least it's not a black stormtrooper.
so we have a white sister and a black brother, and by no means is it racist that has a semi-black father. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. There's going to be people who be like,
I'm keeping it open mind.
Genetically, it is possible. Trust me. I've had biology after biology class. Genetically, it is possible to have a white and a black sibling.
You could have two different mothers.
Well, whatever.
You could have two different mothers too. I mean, all
Whatever.
black.
However they want to do it, whatever. I think there's going to be some people that are definitely over here in the I live in a nerdverse. I watch Star Trek 20 times a day.
Well,
they're going to have a problem with that. I don't care.
I don't have an
matter to
well.
me.
If you're watching Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's already a lot of interracial relationships going on there anyway. What's her name? May had a black husband. You have a couple.
Which they would have had gorgeous babies.
They probably would have. Black Asian babies. Galatians.
There's a word for that.
Yeah, there probably is.
Is it racist? Third time.
It's not. So I'm gonna keep an open mind. Let's just say that. And we gotta go.
I'm worried about the teleportation thing, but yes, go ahead.
And we'll flip to the next topic. Next topic is going to be, which one do you want to talk about? Arrow, Flash, Gotham.
Let's just go do. Let's get Gotham out of the way.
I would do Daredevil real quick. We're already on.
Well, you're on Daredevil. I'm just gonna be over here drinking the entire time.
Okay, we're just gonna do Gotham. And Gotham